The following is an important message from the AMA. Attention! If you or someone you love has viewed the box score and are experiencing side effects, you need to dial the number on your screen right now. You may be entitled to absolutely zero compensation. Viewers of the box score have experienced sadness, boredom, and extreme sleepiness. Side effects may also include the constant shouting of mock headlines.
End it like Beckham? Donovan won't go out like this.
Making fun of people with broken glasses. Claiming that Swedish hockey players are actually IKEA furniture pieces. Taking shots of rum while alone at work. Getting abandoned by your only friends when you speak. Believing in ghosts. And an irrational love for Tim Kawakami. Some serious cases have included rapid weight loss, thyroid eye syndrome, and even death. If you are suffering from any of these side effects, especially death, please contact the box score for your zero compensation settlement. Please report all side effects after viewing the box score, which starts right now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Power College for box score.
Hello and welcome to the box score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes, who are back after a long-needed week off. McLovin, you went out to San Francisco. How was your time off?
Well, it was lovely, Brock. It was very nice. Spent some quality time with the family. I visited the headquarters of Google, Facebook, and all the big Silicon Valley companies.
You did?
Yeah, because we were staying around there and you drive around and it's not too far from the campus.
What do you mean you visited them? You're allowed to visit Facebook?
No, you just drive by it.
You didn't take like a tour or anything?
No. I wanted to tour Google because Google has all these self-driving cars all over campus.
That's
They're
pretty
famous
cool.
for it.
So when you say you visited these places, you drove past their property? Yes. Pass.
Well, while you were driving, Fritzy was swimming up to a dolphin. How was your makeout session with Flipper?
It was very nice. It was kind of an impromptu kind of thing. We were walking around the ship and we came up to one of these port adventure booths and we decided, our daughter really loves dolphins. Why don't we go on one of these little expeditions where you get on a boat off the ship, and we went to this little Blue Lagoon island near Atlantis, and we got a chance to dance and feed a dolphin and get a hug and kiss from the dolphin. It was pretty awesome.
Atlantis, that's one of those kind of islands, right? Like swinger islands?
Swinger.
I didn't
Nudity.
engage in that, unfortunately. But
That's hedonism.
Yeah, that's
maybe it was hidden in the back somewhere. I definitely missed that.
Yeah.
Now,
But you got me all excited.
I love swimming with dolphins and giving it a kiss and everything. My question is about leaving your hat on while in a swimming pool.
Yeah, that's.
What was that decision
I don't know. That
like?
was just my unique.
Was it
look.
outdoors
It
or
was a
indoors?
Dan Patrick Show hat. I probably should have spun it around, give it a little more publicity in the front. But it was in shallow water because I'm not the best swimmer in the world, and I made sure if we were going to do one of these, I wasn't going to be like swimming with the dolphins in deep water. So there was just some kind of a little black soft balcony type thing under the water where you get to.
And you sort of climb.
You climb down the steps and you stand in this
No
water.
water wings, no puffy things.
No, I had that. I was thinking about that if it was going to come to that, but they assured me that you're just going to stand in this little area.
One of those ones that goes on your back that you strap around.
with like
old
a big
school.
duck on it or something.
Yeah.
If your kids want to go swimming and you can't swim, what do you do?
I will go in the shallow water and watch them swim in the
Wish
deep
them
water,
luck.
and I'm very proud of them. But
Hopefully nothing bad happens
when
while
I see
you're the
it,
adult on duty.
I'd like to make sure there's lifeguards available, or my wife who can definitely save them. But that would be very.
Does that feel good?
That'd be emasculating though if there was one or both of them, God forbid, was in some kind of trouble, and I'm like, unless I had a floaty on, I wouldn't really be able to. Maybe briefly, I can, tread some water and get them out of there. But ultimately, I would probably leave that to some type of professional.
And if
I
there's
don't
no
cross
one
that
else
line.
there?
That would be a problem. I like the pools where they have that nice demarcation, that line, and as I'm walking and I feel it getting closer and like my footing is starting to get lost, to step
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah, and thanks to Nutrisystem, no T-shirt, and we could see that raw masculinity. So good on that. Well, it was an action-packed weekend while you guys were gone, highlighted by the DeAndre Jordan saga. Now, Paulie, if one of you were to leave the mothership, come join Dan, but then suddenly decided to go back to the mothership, how long would it take you to get back in the boss's good graces?
Oh man,
Oh, that's a good one.
that's a good question,
Yeah.
Broccoli. If one of us said we were leaving to go work for ESPN and we said goodbye and we announced it,
Well, it was more like we just didn't make the jump at the very beginning, right? And then we decided to go back.
I think Brock is asking, like right now, one of us decided to go somewhere and then changed our mind and decided to
Came
stay
back to the
here.
Dan Patrick Show. Especially if it was ESPN. What if, like, I said I have a job with ESPN and came back? Would Dan murder me, or would he accept me?
I think if you went to Dan as a man and said, "Hey, dude, I got caught up. I made a bad decision. I would love to come back and stay with you." I think he might let you each of us do that once in our lifetime. I think at this juncture in our careers, I know none of us are fear for our job on a week-to-week basis. I think there's a chance, depending. If it was ESPN, that'd be really tough. But if it was,
that's an interesting.
yeah, that might be the killer. But if like one of us considered going to Fox or somewhere like that, and then we said we're just about to go, and then we changed our mind and went back, you would have to have a heart-to-heart directly with Dan.
Yeah.
And I'd say the chances are about 75% he would bring you back.
Yeah, you have to have the conversation.
And you have to throw yourself on the sword and say, I just got caught up in something, whether it be money or location or job.
Right.
And I'd say there's a good chance he'd be cool.
And he's all about being like all in, as he should be. So if he thinks that you're wandering, you have a wandering eye, or you're looking into other things, that would be very difficult. And I think on a day-to-day basis, when we come in and do what we do, he wants to know that we're 110% involved and we're just totally focused on the Dan Patrick Show and not looking at anything else.
Well, certainly, and of course, Cuban thought DeAndre Jordan was all in, and Tim Kalishaw of the Dallas Morning News was all over the story and told Dan how the Mavs are responding to all this.
Cuban is not going to take the high road at any point in time, I don't expect. And I don't know that he has to. I mean, I think it's okay to have some fun, if that's what it eventually becomes. Have some fun with the player. You know what the reaction is going to be like when the Clippers come to Dallas. It's going to be very ugly. I don't think anything will happen. It'll just be loud. But I don't think he's a bad guy. But I think it's a terrible decision. He's not a kid. This isn't a kid who's 18 years old who's decided not to go to Michigan and to go to Ohio State. This is a guy who's been in the NBA for 7 years.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I think part of it was that there was not a whole lot of other news going on that made it a bigger deal. We talked about on the show that DeAndre Jordan's not some superstar player. He was one of the more coveted players that was left from free agency. But that's got to be awkward. It just seemed like a kind of an immature kind of thing. He granted, he's entitled to change his mind, and there were reports that maybe they should do away with this whole 8-day moratorium from the time that free agency starts, and giving verbal commitments and still having 8 days before you have to actually sign something. So it's an awkward spot, and it may come across a little immature that Cuban's not going to accept his apology, and that all the Clippers, Doc Rivers and the players were all huddling in his house while Cuban was allegedly trying to get in through the gates and talk him out of going back to the Clippers. But I'm sure it's going to be very interesting when the Clippers play the Mavericks in Dallas, and what he's going to be hearing from the crowd on that night.
Well, no doubt. Well, another story that shook up things in the world of sports was the reduction of Greg Hardy's suspension. I mean, Seton, how much of an uproar will you cause if Tom Brady's suspension is not reduced as well?
Well, I'm going to cause an uproar on that just because at this point I'm so invested. It really has nothing to do with Hardy and his suspension. They're totally different things. But that being said, Tommy deserves justice, and I think that you're going to see major backlash from anyone with just a shred of integrity on this one. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully the commissioner comes to his senses and sees the error of his ways and say, you know what, I apologize. Well, I apologize to all of the Brady faithfuls out there.
Let me ask you a question. He's suspended 4 games right now, but you're like, well, Roger Goodell's an idiot for the suspension.
Yes.
So if Roger Goodell got down to 0, you still think Roger Goodell's an idiot. So what's it matter if he even reduces it or not? His opinion, him reducing it from 4 to 0 doesn't change the fact that you totally disrespect Goodell's opinion. So Goodell's opinion in this matter, going from 4 to 0, shouldn't matter.
No, I don't think that's. I think just because you disagree with somebody's, like some of the decisions they made, doesn't mean you completely disrespect the person.
Oh, okay. So you're not Bill Simmons, you're saying, who went overboard saying Goodell is an idiot, kind of, because of this.
I don't know. I've probably said worse things about Roger Goodell. Just nobody really cares what I say.
All right, coming up is Decision 2015 in the world of baseball as we are upon the All-Star Game. Oh, speaking of All-Stars, I mean, they got 6 Royals in this thing. Why not the Ram 1500 Eco Diesel? It's got a curve, it's got a sinker, it's got all these things. Great suspension, and it can play a doubleheader no problem because it is the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. That's real. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram.
Abby Wambach Now, she's not paying up on a bet. It was just, I said, when you beat Japan, this is before Japan even advanced. I said, when you beat Japan, I'd like to have your socks. Yes, Fritzy.
And her agent sent a note over the weekend saying that she will, in fact, send those socks to us. So I don't know exactly when they will arrive, but she plans on donating that to the man cave. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we're supposed to tease that.
We are back here on the box score, the long-awaited verdict on whether or not Dan would receive what's her name? Oh, Abby Wambach. I want to make sure I get that right. Her socks from the Women's World Cup final was ruined by Todd Fritz. Now, Paulie, is there any measure you guys can take to make sure that Fritzy's not going to ruin another surprise?
No.
I like it. It's clean and it's true. Sorry about that, Fritzy. Well, we can't get too mad at Fritzy for ruining the tease because actually his mind was in another exotic place. I'm not even sure if that's. I'm not familiar with rabbinical law, but I don't think that's kosher, young Mr. Fritz. All right,
Probably not.
Abby Wambach is certainly
Hey,
sending
Brock,
the.
before we go on,
Yes.
did you think that when I look back at you and you saw that look I gave you
Oh, yeah.
before you finished your sentence? Do you think at any point maybe I shouldn't say this on air?
About the Abby Wambach thing?
What do you think I'm talking about?
I think I just got caught up in the moment. Maybe I missed the first part of what Dan was saying, and I didn't catch that he was teasing. Is she for the whether there was going to be socks delivered or not? And I was excited to get this note from the agent saying that she's going to definitely send it, and I shared that, not realizing that we were leading up to her appearance and to talk about it. So that was my error in judgment. While I was a little too enthusiastic about sharing with you guys that this is really going to happen. We're going to get these socks and we're going to be able to hang them up.
Well, they will be hung up as
Now for
Abby
me, the
is
dolphin
sending.
making out.
That's fine. Oh my goodness, the dolphin. Why? Okay, let me get my head back in the game here. Abby is sending her socks as promised, and of course, let you guys know today that you may be getting the whole kit and caboodle.
Well, what do you want to do in life? Like, this is the way you go out. You could be an analyst. You could be a coach.
Yeah. Here's the thing. What about me being a Danette, like on your show? Would you want me? Could I possibly fill that void? Is there a void? Jeez.
I would
Tough
find.
question.
I will. No, I'm just thinking. I may have to kick somebody to the curb. And we have. By the way, we have Two-A-Days who has a haircut. It's a tribute to you. They call him our Abby Wambach with his haircut.
That's awesome.
Yes. So you could come in, and we'd love to have you as a Danette for a day.
I would love that.
That's pretty cool. She's a lot of fun. In all seriousness, she's one of the best interviewees we've ever had. She tells stories, she plays. It's a true conversation, and that's tough to do over a phone. I don't think people realize how tough it is to be a guest on a radio show. All of us have done it before, once or twice or three times. Have been on the phone I find it very tough to do, to try to time out your words, to go back and forth with the host and hear everything. She shows she's got a talent for speaking, and she'll be a fantastic analyst if she goes into TV or whatever she wants to do.
Great personality,
she
really
could be-
likable.
Yeah, lovable.
Elaborating on stuff,
funny,
not giving short answers.
self-deprecating. She makes fun of you herself way before you ever get a chance to. So she's one of the perfect guests.
McLovin, considering there's room for only 4 Danettes, if she comes on full time as a Danette, who's going to get cut first?
I don't know why you would ask me that question. You're implying something, bro? I say it's either Todd, Seton, or Paul.
All right,
For
Brock,
sure.
let's put it to you. If her agent called Dan and said she'll be a full-time Danette, for low pay, who would you cut and make her a full-time person?
Oh my goodness, this is tough. I'm going to have to go with Fritzy. It was just too sexual with the dolphin, and I can't get that image out of my mind. It is just too much. Just too much, and it's for the kids to sort that out.
Stepped over the line a little bit there.
That's all right. Well, let's not do a blowhole joke here. All right, coming up, it's Battle Royale, mock Battle Royale time. Welcome back to the box score. We are back after a week off, and it did everyone some good, including yours truly. Now the stories have stacked up. The producers have sorted through them. It's time for these guys to do what they do best. Comedy, baby. Let's do this.
Mark headline, Battle Royale.
You know how we do is the first headline. Team USA Soccer wins the 2015 Women's World Cup. Paulie, you have 5 good seconds.
Well, USA beat Japan, so I was going to go really easy and say sayonara, Japan, which I didn't think was that funny. But so I went with Sushi, Carly Lloyd, KO Japan to win the World Cup. Sushi. Yeah, Paul, that was a real laugh.
All right.
That was a real laugh.
Sushi?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Sushi.
I got sushi.
I-
Sushi?
Sushi.
Sushi?
Did
Carly
you
Lloyd, did you see? Like,
see
you
sushi?
see?
Did you see?
Like,
Did
no,
you-
you see?
Oh.
Oh.
Now, is that a real laugh?
No. That's a stretch. That's
good
a
as his
Hope
glasses.
Solo could stretch like that.
Seaton, your headline, please.
Gender bender. Men are from Mars. Women are from wherever they make champion soccer players, apparently. Boom! Take that, men. You guys suck.
Wow.
You guys can't win anything.
Oh,
Strong.
XX. McLovin, your headline.
Soccer breakdown in 3, 2, 1. USA wins. Get out of here, Byung Sung. Inside joke.
Fritzy finishes off.
Japandemonium. Hats off to Lloyd's hat trick. Japan.
That was great.
Japandemonium.
Next headline, DeAndre Jordan spurns the Mavs to resign with the Clippers. Take it away, Fritzy.
Smoked Cuban. Mark not feeling too marvelous about DeAndre's apology.
Billy Crystal. All right, McLovin.
Marvelous.
They're awful. DeAndre defaults on the contract.
That's
Simple,
funny.
but it worked.
Yeah. Thank you.
Keep it simple. All right, Paulie.
Double movie reference here. There goes Mr. Jordan. Cuban can wait for the next big free agent big man. Heaven can wait. Cuban can wait.
Right.
There goes Mr. Jordan. Heaven can wait was a remake of
What's
Yeah.
There Goes Mr. Jordan again? It's
Here Comes Mr. Jordan.
Here Comes Mr. Jordan, right.
Yeah. Seaton,
We have
so
black and white, Paul. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Seaton would
Thank
try
you.
to Warren Beatty that headline.
Yeah.
Cuban defector. DeAndre Castro's Mavs aside. Fattel's Clippers. He's staying.
Wow.
Killing
There's a lot of
Gonzalez
stuff
approved.
going on.
Wow. Dude, that is
Dramatic headline.
Cuban
Yeah.
defector.
Third headline, Serena Williams wins Wimbledon to claim her 4th
Give
straight
Havana a good
major. Seaton, it's your serve.
Serena Slam. You know who the Serena Williams is of trucks? The Ram 1500 Eco Diesel.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta
Hashtag
love that.
Serena.
Fuel efficient, too. Paulie, your headline.
Major ass kicker. Serena smokes foes at Wimbledon.
Boom. Smokes foes. Bopos.
Fritzy.
Where there's a Williams, there's a way. She's feeling relaxed and serena after latest slam win.
A soothing headline following a relaxing vacation. McLovin, your headline.
Grand Slam dunk. Serena wins easily in New York for Grand Slam. I guess. I didn't. I came off the corner.
Right around turn 3 there, you just...
Our fourth
couldn't read
and
my own
final
handwriting.
headline. Clayton Kershaw makes All-Star Game after replacing Max Scherzer, who will be unavailable Tuesday. McLovin, have at it.
Crazy eyes. Scherzer unavailable. Has one green eye, one blue eye. It's called heterochromia iridium. Look it up, Brock.
You didn't get a Betty Davis reference in there? Kinda.
No Kim Carnes? All right, Fritzy.
I'm Scherzer, he doesn't feel snubbed. Cy Young and MVP has to back into Midsummer Classic. Mixed reviews.
Why are they yelling?
Like throwing
Those aren't mixed, dude.
That
Those
just
are
felt
angry,
filthy.
angry
Seaton.
Max Scherzer, more like Max Sure can't, Zer.
Okay.
Can't. He can't.
That was puniful.
Can't throw.
Polytetrahydrin. Your
I
headline.
just realized it sounded more like cancer.
This
Something
makes
like-
this
That's
makes
not cool.
no sense. Maxing out. We must wait and see Scherzer another time.
That's a little weightlifting
weight room
humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
you
you
spelled
did.
wait.
Wait.
But you can't see how you spell it.
Yeah, but in my head, I delivered it differently.
You did. You said it totally differently.
Unbelievable.
Can we-
No,
we
it's
should
very
know what
believable.
deserves it.
Our
Will we
headline
pass on the
champion
belt?
this week is, of course, Seton O'Connor.
Yes.
And this championship
Wow,
brought to you
got
by
Abby
Ram
Wambach to deliver
1500.
it. Wow, Abby made an appearance already.
Yeah, Abby Wambach. Was that Ed Sheeran? All right, this is the box score. We are taking a break to remind you that Ram Heavy Duty is the best in class towing, torque, and horsepower. Would win the title of mock headline champion. Of course it would. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. We are closing up shop here at the Box Score Bar. Last week there were fireworks in the wide world of sports, but now all eyes are on the Major League Baseball because of the All-Star Game this week. Now, Seton, where does the Major League All-Star Game compare to the other leagues, say Pro Bowl or the NBA All-Star Weekend?
Well, I think the only thing that really gives it any competition might be NBA All-Star Weekend.
Definitely not the Pro Bowl.
Definitely not the Pro Bowl.
Definitely
and
not the
even
hockey.
still, it feels like both of them have really fallen off, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, and so I'm not as interested in that kind of stuff. But like I remember as a kid being so invested in like
'Cause you're
who
seeing
made the
all these
All-Star team.
guys
And
together
then
at
even the
once.
slam dunk contest, like, oh man, this is gonna be so sick. Or home run derby was a big deal.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, yeah, okay, let's see.
I like watching. It's funny. The one thing I tune in for is baseball All-Star Game introductions. I watch that over some part of the game. I'll watch the first few innings, but like a couple years ago, I remember, well, a bunch of years ago, Ted Williams, they all went out there and shook Ted Williams' hand. Stuff sometimes happens during those intros. You bring out different people.
Yeah.
I also like to watch the first starting pitcher and see the opening lineup that he goes against. Because I remember Pedro Martinez struck out the side one time, and other guys have had great games. So
Carl Hubble.
Yeah,
Carl- Carl Hubble
I didn't watch
struck
that one.
out
I
everybody.
wasn't born.
Yeah.
But the first three innings, I'll try to watch.
And you got to pick at least one from every team. So it's like for the Phillies, Bill Johnstone. Mercedes, like, who?
I like that you can basically use the introductions as okay, so now that I haven't watched any baseball for the first half of the year, who are the guys I need to pay attention to for the second half? Boom. It's like Cliff's Notes.
Also,
for
it
baseball.
guarantees us a Wednesday segment of
Know
where
your
we
hat.
each do our hat
Yeah,
tip,
that's-
which is already
We've done
penciled
that
in.
8 years in a row now.
Oh yeah, it's penciled in for the Wednesday Open.
Yeah, well, it's going to be crazy because there's going to be about 6 Royals tipping their hat, and I don't know why that is. I think they went overboard voting these guys in, and the rosters are under all sorts of scrutiny. Tom Verducci called in and says he has the perfect method for straightening out who needs to be a starter at the All-Star Game.
Election night. And by the way, I want all the networks to cover it, just like a political election. In other words, these votes for the fans, I don't have a problem with it, but let them vote on a primary election. Basically put a ballot together for 2 months. And then a week before the All-Star game, from, say, 7 in the morning until polls close at, say, 6 p.m., so you'll be at your computer at work, you can vote. And you only get to vote once, just like an election. It's a rolling deadline, so the West Coast votes will come in late. And as the votes come in the course of the night, we're going to find out who wins each position.
Dan sold this one pretty hard.
He was so into this.
I don't know if it delivered. I'm saying that. I wouldn't say that to Dan's face during the show, but I'll say it on the box score.
Because you definitely didn't. There was a lot of great idea. This is going to be huge if we can do that.
You know
It's
what?
like,
It's probably Tom didn't sell it hard enough. Tom was
MLB
just
Network could dominate this and make an all-day affair
good
of it.
idea, yeah.
It sounded to me though like it was an interesting idea, and it certainly would make it more compelling. But it sounded more to me like something that a guy like Tom Verducci would be real interested in. Like, man, this is going to be
If you're a
great. Let's
baseball
watch these
analyst
votes
or
stack
writer.
up for second baseman. Like,
And all of a sudden, at the last minute, Buster Posey jumps ahead. It's like, I don't know how excited I would be about that.
That'd be exciting, just like who's on tomorrow, Fritzy? Who?
Tomorrow is a work in progress. We may hear from Johnny Bench. We're also,
Why? Did he call back?
I have spoken with his PR person who's going to talk to him about it.
Now, Johnny usually just calls in on
yeah,
his
remember
own.
we
We don't
just,
book Johnny.
we
Those
just
days
call
that-
up.
I remember those good old
It's
days.
Johnny, yeah.
Hey, Johnny,
I
yeah.
know.
Do you think we should just tell him now that we want him?
Yeah, if you're watching and who's not watching at this point, I would say please give us a call like you've done in the past. You know, you've got the hotline number. I've alerted your representation, so that should push it along a little bit. And Pete Rose, if you're out there as well, you'd certainly be somebody we would be interested in hearing from.
Well, if these guys aren't available, certainly this person or thing might step up for you. Yeah.
That's hot. That's hot.
That's hot. That's right after feeding them like smelt fish.
All right,
say
thank
no
you,
to the
gentlemen.
makeout
Thanks to that dolphin for your patience. We're back tomorrow, same
Everyone
time,
else was
same
doing
channel,
it. It was just
239 on DirecTV. The podcast is available at iTunes or at podcast1.com. Oh, the Dolphins.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!